as you guys were warned. So to look at the assignment very, very rapidly, I think what I'm going to do is, so that I can say where to look for the answers, I'm just going to export it to PDF. It'll make it easier for me. And then I'll upload the PDF. Okay. So let's just wait for the PDF to do its magic. I can't change it. Yeah, there's been a lot of cheating with this, so I won't change it into a PDF. We'll leave it. Yeah, just the one thing that I need to let you guys know is that this now is the new declaration. The reason the declaration has been put there in particular is for that part there, because we found that people have simply just shoved their work into ChatGPT or any OpenAI and just copied the answers from there. To be absolutely honest with you, I will catch people. I know that you guys are not going to do it, but it is now just fair warning. I had several students who cheated last year, and I think I was one of 2 lecturers that caught people. I think if you're going to do this, you do this properly, and I'm not going to hop on that. If you are going to use AI, we will discuss the process, but I prefer that you do your own thing. Stay away from ChatGPT. Rob, do you know how to use ChatGPT? Krizan, do you know how to use ChatGPT?
No, I've never used it.
It's not for me. Krizan, have you ever used ChatGPT? The generational gap there, Krizan. The generation. What do we expect? 21 years old and plugged into technology. You're over the hill, Rob. Clearly, but
now I'm feeling old.
Wait, but I still am 20 odd years older than you, so don't worry about that. Okay.
So sometimes it just helps with a topic or something.
No, it does, and I need to show you guys how we expect people to use it. The document hasn't been launched yet, so I will show you if I get a bit of a gap today. I think we're going to be open about using it, but if you, last year people were just copying out of ChatGPT, and I gave several people 0 as a consequence of that. And remember, using ChatGPT and not referencing it or just copying the render, that's cheating. That's not even plagiarism. So for me, I'm pushing that we start expelling people who use ChatGPT. You can use a ChatGPT as an assisting thing. My son writes AI, and he uses ChatGPT when they want to shortcut code because some of the code has already been done. So it's reality. It's part of our work, and we see chefs use ChatGPT generated recipes, and there's a restaurant, I think it's in New York, where the recipes are all ChatGPT generated. So I think it's a transition to that. I'm not a big fan of it. I think I come from old school still. Okay, so in terms of the structure, please remember, and it's only 10 marks, but 10 marks is a heck of a lot out of 100. So your introduction and conclusion. For me, an introduction does 3 things. It grabs my attention, it focuses my attention on the topic, and it gives me a roadmap to follow or a roadmap to expect in terms of how you have attacked this particular assignment. So for me, there are 3 things. Grab my attention, focus my attention in terms of contextualizing it in terms of the assignment and the organization, and then give me a roadmap. If you don't at this stage, because it's not ideal, grab my attention, I at least need to see some sort of focus in terms of what you're looking at, what company, and then the roadmap is non-negotiable. So then firstly, I'll do this, then I'll do this, etc. To me, that's a freebie. The one thing that we have to look at is the flow of paragraphs and the writing style. Truthfully, my writing style is comfortable. I don't have long sentences. Oh my gosh, I've had other people join me. My word, who is here? Hold on a second. These people thought they were going to escape me. Hi, Benice, how are you? Hi, Mangaliso and Crisalda. I hope you guys are well. We'll chat a bit. Maybe you can stay on a bit. Hi, Crisalda. How are you?
Good, thanks. Sorry that we joined so late.
Oh, we don't care. Are any of you B entrepreneurship students?
No, marketing.
So all BCom students. I wonder what happened with the Ant people. They're supposed to join us here. Anyway, Strat. Okay, Mangaliso, that's cool. Okay, so in terms of the first bit there, that is what we expect. And then obviously the structure. Sorry, can I just go shout at my cat because she's digging her nails into my gym mat behind me. Okay, very unprofessional, guys. I think I should be reported for that. And then the tone presentation of the report. Yeah, guys, professional. It's appropriate for the purpose. It is a report, so we don't want to delve too much into informal language. We don't want slang and rubbish like that. And then your academic sources. Now, for me, in terms of academic sources, it's infuriating, the sources that they've suggested. I can't believe that people can be this slow in adjusting to the realities of academia. I want peer-reviewed sources, guys. I want peer-reviewed sources. Thanks for doing that, Krizan. Guys, please take that link and join the WhatsApp group. I want peer-reviewed resources. The truth is, the rubbish that they've given here, I'm going to be grim if you use these as resources. They're not peer-reviewed. We are better than this nonsense that they've got in there. Those are absolutely fine to use because they refer to the business itself, and I have no issue with it. The ones that I have an issue with is the fact that people think we can use Indeed and Mind Tools. I cannot understand that an academic had put that in, and it's beyond ridiculous. So I did say to Krizan and Rob when you guys arrived, I'm honest, I don't have much of a filter, but that's horse manure. Okay, I don't know what the technical term for horse manure is. I'm being recorded and I hope somebody listens to this. For me, if you want to use stuff, it's peer-reviewed sources. I assume that at this stage you guys know how to use, EBSCOhost. Is that assumption correct? Everyone okay with EBSCOhost? Guys, EBSCOhost? Oh my gosh.
No, I haven't.
Oh, word. Okay, boy. I won't have time to show you. Mangaliso, EBSCOhost, Krizan, Crisalda, and Benice. Oh my gosh, how the heck have you got to third year? Oh my word, and I've just been bloody well load shit. Okay, guys, can I quickly, I'm going to keep talking, but I'm just going to switch my inverter on. These people are infuriating. My second screen might have stopped working. Hold on. Yes. Okay. Sorry, it's a rollabout inverter. It doesn't transition automatically. Please hold on a second. I'm just going to shove my second screen in there. Hedy Matt, please bring this closer. Sorry, please bring this. You see, your more organized lecturers would have had a smoother transition than this. I'm just trying to do it as slick as possible. I think life should come with an edit button, so I can edit that whole bit out, and you guys can think, whoa, that was a smooth transition. Okay, so I'm not going to show you how to use EBSCOhost. My suggestion here, and I'm just going to go to the first question. So let's quickly find the first question. I need to remind myself that we are looking at that. So we look at those three things. I don't even think it will allow me to copy. I'm assuming it won't, but I'm going to try. Intended, deliberate, emergent, and realized strategies. Just also remember, guys, we use UK English. I can't think why people want to use American English here. So my suggestion, if you want to do this properly, if you're not going to use EBSCOhost, which clearly people haven't used in the past, all I want you to do is type that, and whatever your search is, type these two words next to it, scholarly articles. I'm not a big fan of I'm not a big fan of Google Scholar because, yeah, it just doesn't work for me. But my understanding is that the algorithm in there works very well. So what I've done, and literally you can do this for anything, just type in those two terms there, and you will get scholarly articles. It will give you a good render. And this is what I mean when I say peer-reviewed articles. These are the kinds of things that you look at. Can I just check very quickly? Have you done discussion around peer-reviewed articles, etc., with your other lecturers? Oh dear. Who are these people, guys? What? Oh my gosh. You know, when you realize you're superior to your other lecturers. I'm also incredibly humble, obviously, as well. Yeah, guys, I'm not going to accept Mind Tools, Business Balls, and in Indeed.com. We do this properly. And in particular, for those of you that want to transition to honors after this, you might as well start now. Okay, I'm perplexed that your other lecturers haven't done it, and I'm not even going to ask who they are because I realize they're inferior to me. So the simple, and I remember I'm incredibly humble as well. Somebody's going to listen to this recording. So guys, if we look here, this is what your peer-reviewed articles would look like. Okay, yeah, get fiber, they said. It's quicker, they said. Right. Yeah, guys, this is high-speed fiber. Please remember that. I'll come back to that. I've given up. Okay, but remember that's scholarly articles. Guys, it is magic. It is absolutely magic in making sure that you have some sort of peer-reviewed article. I'm perplexed that you guys haven't used EBSCOhost, and gosh, I can try and find time to do it, but I'll get the librarian to do it. So the first one, they intended, deliberate, and emergent and realized strategies. So guys, if we look at my slides, I just want to go there. Now, remember, the slides have been uploaded to you guys as well. Just in terms of the people that have arrived late, I have one rule. And the rule is what happens in class stays in class, guys. The simple truth is I'm not allowed to give you these. But, oh gosh, Krazan has disappeared. I'm not allowed to give you these slides. But the simple truth is my slides are fantastic. And yeah, you distance students. And the only thing that I'm asking you not to do is to say to other lecturers, oh, but Hemi, because I really don't want to answer to Ali why you have slides when I'm not allowed to give you slides. But I'm a rebel, remember that. Okay, guys, so just to get to my slides, can I just check the people that arrived late? Benice, Mangalisa, Crisalda, did you guys look at my slides? Okay, my slides are very, very good. The only thing that I said to people earlier is trust my slides. Okay? Seriously, trust my slides. So in terms of the first question, we go to Learning Unit 1. I always thought I'd be very slick when I do online lectures. So it looks like a Hollywood movie, just perfect. So in terms of the first one, guys, if we go to Control F and we look for emergent, I should find the answer there. Okay, so if you're looking at the answer, guys, you're looking at slide 15, and somebody needs to capture this, or somebody can put it on the group. I have no issue if somebody puts it on the group. Slide 15, guys, Learning Unit 1. So Learning Unit 1, slide 15. So if we look at those different strategies, if you create an organization strategic plan, and you guys will remember from first and second here that in a strategic plan, you'll always have your vision and your mission and your long-term objectives. You'll do a SWOT analysis. You'll create strategies. The long-term objectives are the endpoints for the strategies. I think everyone remembers that and should remember that. So from vision, we go to our mission statement. We normally do a SWOT analysis. Once we've done the SWOT analysis, we create our long-term objectives, and the long-term objectives are the endpoints for the strategies that we create. And you'll remember that those are referred to as grand strategies. And I know that I'm going over them fairly quickly. I will go through that when we get there. So to just say, first of all, guys, if we look at the world today, the world has gone insane. I think the world is a nut job place, and doing strategic plans has become incredibly difficult, because it's very difficult to predict what will happen next month, let alone next year and in 2, 3, 4, 5 years' time. So the reality is that it's very difficult to have formalized strategic plans, but most organizations still default to strategic plans, and as a consequence of that, they will have in these strategic plans their intended strategies. Sorry, guys, there's an alarm going off behind me. This should be way better. So your intended strategy is that specific set of strategies that would have appeared as part of your strategic plan. Very, very difficult to live on intended strategies alone, because there are so many surprises, all the time, that your intended strategies will often not happen. So what we have is something called emergent strategies. Your emergent strategies are those that essentially you will create on the fly. So give me examples of surprises in the last month or two in terms of the macro environment that would cause organizations to have some sort of new emergent strategy. Can you think of anything that's happened recently that would cause companies to rethink their strategies?
Would an example be the fluctuation in the dollar versus the rand?
Oh, yeah. Isn't the dollar something like 1960 or something at the moment?
Been predicted.
So imagine you're an importer. Yeah. What is it? Sorry, Rob?
It is 19 and some change, but they were saying it's going up to 30.
Yeah. Oh my, up to 30.
Yeah, that's what they were saying. Don't know if it will reach 30, but that's what they predicted.
But I never thought I'd be paying what? How much do we pay per liter of petrol? And it's happened. So yeah, strike action. I mean, strike action that sometimes we've seen in the we've seen in the platinum industry a strike that lasted 9 months. So you have to re-strategize. If you're an importer and the dollar goes up to 30 Rand, I mean, you're absolutely messed. You would have to rethink your strategies. You would have to create strategies on the fly. Strike action. Think of the 9-month strike action in the platinum mine. It makes you consider moving to technology. I know, for example, my master's and PhD were done in the auto industry, and the auto industry has moved significantly away from, oh, looking at Tux, my gosh. I mean, I don't work there anymore, used to work at UKZN. And what had happened with all the strike action is that all lectures were simply moved online. So it's re-strategizing, it's rethinking. And these kinds of strategies happen on the fly. You cannot live in a world where you have a piece of concrete and you cut your strategy into that concrete with an angle grinder. Strategies change all the time. At Tux at the moment, I mean, what are the alternatives? It's to go online. It's going online, but the strike action there has gone wild. UKZN at the moment is on strike again. Apparently, it has to do with the SRC being run by the ANC Youth League, and the EFFs want to take over. So you have to re-strategize. So your emergent strategies are those that are unplanned, but they're in response to changes that were unanticipated. So think of what happened with COVID. My gosh, how many companies have had to adjust very rapidly. I know of companies that used to manufacture car seats that started manufacturing PPE. I think of the New York Library, who the people were about to leave, and someone said, well, why don't we 3D print masks? And immediately it's a new strategy. If you think you're going from providing information to providing masks as part of PPE, gosh, that's a 180-degree change in terms of your strategy. So your intended is planned. Your emergent will always be those strategies that are made up because there are significant changes, unanticipated changes, and trying to deal with the consequences there, guys. And then your realized strategies are those that you actually achieve. Let me see if I've got something on realized strategies in my slides. Control F, let's just see what I have. Oh my gosh, I'm an idiot. Yeah, there it is. It's on the same slide. So it is slide 16. It's called Opening My Eyes. Guys, who has the page number in the textbook? Oh, you can see where the page is. It's approximately page 19. Page 19. Is it page 19? Who has the textbook nearby? I don't have the textbook nearby. I also might have an electronic version of the textbook. I just need to find it, but I'm not promising that. Anyone have the page number in the textbook? Is anyone looking for it? Guys, I need to know. Is anyone looking for the page number in the textbook? It's around page 19, because that's when you see that, I'm referring to a table or graph. Okay. Can you guys hear me? Hello?
Hey, I can hear you.
Oh, sorry, boy, I'm busy losing my mind here.
No, it's
Okay,
fine. Don't stress. I just had to step away quickly.
No problem. But okay, please do me a favor, guys. Can somebody who finds the page, you can share it on the group. Remember, we're in this together, and we share things. Okay, so in terms of question 1, you're looking at that slide there, or the first part of the assessment. The second one is the strategy that they're using. Okay, now they should ask this slightly better than that. I'm assuming what they're asking here is this. Yeah, that's a little bit dodged, that question, guys. Is it page 18? Thanks, Mangaliso, guys. Please capture page 18. So the table or graph would be page 19. Thanks, but thank you for that. Okay, guys, so in terms of the strategy that they're using, now for this assignment, I think it's learning units 1, 2, and 3. And I think they could have asked this way better than that, because strategies only come in second semester. So what they're actually asking you is this, where is it? Inside out, outside in. So they're asking you, are they either, and I haven't read the case study yet, so you guys need to figure this out yourselves. So there are two options. Inside out and outside in strategies. Inside out strategies are based on the resource-based view. I don't know if you guys remember what the resource-based view is. The RBV, you would have done it in first and second year. Okay, thanks, Griselda. Thank you. So 16 in edition 4, and then 18 in the other one. Guys, remember the resource-based view is based on the notion that organizations are competitive because they have access to amazing resources. The resource-based view was the order of the day back in the 90s and maybe early 2000s. And the way we measured strategic sustainable competitive advantage as part of the resource-based view was to say that you are the most successful and most sustainable organization because you are the most profitable organization within a particular industry. The modern definition of strategic success and strategic sustainability is wealth creation for your stakeholders. So there has been a significant shift in the paradigm in terms of how we measure strategic success. In the old days, when people based their definition of strategic success on the resource-based view, it was about being the most profitable in an industry. And the thinking was that you have access to the same resources in an industry, but you have an ability to combine those resources in a better way than the others, and therefore you are more profitable. The modern definition is wealth creation for your stakeholders. A company that works incredibly well in terms of the inside-out perspective is Google. Google is astonishing. Google has this ability to attract the cream of the cream of the cream of the crop. And then they have an amazing culture. They have an amazing platform. And that allows them to use the resources and the internal capabilities as a way of creating strategies. So what we do when we create strategies using the inside-out perspective is we call it strategic stretch. We stretch our strategies to become relevant in terms of the external environment. So you can have a look at some of the definitions around, and obviously I'll go through these bits when we do the lectures. The outside-in perspective is based on the external environment, and it's based on customer needs. It's based on the realities of competitive strategies, and the focus is very much on the opportunities and threats in and I'm just going to use the old terms, the macro and the market environment, or the industry environment for the market environment. So the reality is it comes from being able to identify exactly who you are competing with, what the customer needs are, even those unanticipated needs. And on the basis of that, you create strategies around the realities of the environment and the industry that you're in, and societal issues in terms of the macro environment. And those become the basis for your strategies. And then once you've got those strategies, you align your strengths internally and your capabilities with those strategies. So you need to look at this case study. And honestly, I haven't looked at the case study yet. But if you have examples of people being intensely customer focused, listening to customers, constantly looking at how competitors are positioning themselves, you'll have an outside in perspective. And the opposite. If you see them base their strategies on their resources, on their patents, on their people, etc., it will be an inside out approach. Guys, any questions on that? So you're looking at slides 25 to 29. Okay, 25 to 29. Okay, is it making sense what I'm saying? So if you're a Google, it's easy to have an inside-out perspective, but some companies need to keep an eye on the industry environment, and they base their strategies on that. Okay, perfect, Mangalisa. Thank you. Okay, thanks, Ebenezer, for that. Right, so the third question. Sorry, so it's slides 25 to 29. And can somebody give us the page numbers? I would imagine it's around 27, around page 27. Obviously, I'm going to go through the detail again when we go through these classes. I want people to get going on their assignments. Okay. Somebody could just type in the page numbers. I'd appreciate that. Right, who remembers? Sorry, I've now got other messages coming through here. Thank you for that, Griselda. So in terms of the introduction to each of the 5 Ps, the 5 Ps are these things there. And people love asking this in the exam. So the 5 Ps are, gosh, I want to make sure that I'm not in the wrong place. My apologies. The 5 Ps are here. Oh, my word, where are they? Why am I not seeing it? I know that I have it. So, thank you so much, Rob. Thanks. But yeah, this is my 12 hours of lecturing, so I have an excuse. Okay, so the 5 Ps, they love asking this in the exam. The 5 Ps, now I see they say a brief introduction of the 5 Ps. Is that correct? Provide an introduction of each of the 5 Ps. So essentially the 5 Ps are, the key elements of strategy. So the first one, strategy as plan, is the sort of, I think the sort of strategies that we plan to be in place as part of our strategic plan. So when we have strategy of plan, it's based on the assumption that you can predict the future. So the kind of things that come out of your strategy as plan are your intended strategies. So most of you, and you obviously are a senior manager, you would have some sort of annual strategic planning exercise. Has anyone ever been part of a vision, mission, long-term objective, SWOT analysis, strategies exercise? Rob, I'm assuming that you have, obviously. Okay. Anyone else? So your strategy as plan is where we make predictions about the future. We create a vision as part of our overall direction. We do a SWOT analysis. So the rational analysis of the organization would be our strengths and weaknesses. And obviously the focus here is to create a strategic fit. And what we try and do is, and you might want to write this down, is we try and use our strengths to capitalize on opportunities, and we try and use opportunities to counteract our weaknesses, and we try and use our strengths to counteract the threats. So when we write strategies, your ideal strategy would be that one that capitalizes on strengths and opportunities and counteracts threats and weaknesses. We will look at how to do those strategies. I think it might even be in second semester. But the reality is when we create strategies that capitalize strengths and opportunities and counteract threats and weaknesses. And that's what we're doing there. We use our internal capabilities to maximize what we can get out of our opportunities, and also we try and counteract the threats, and we try and turn our weaknesses into strengths. The reality is the world is a nut-to-job place. You cannot predict what will happen in a month's time, let alone a year's time. I mean, who would have predicted Hamas would attack Israel? Who would have predicted, or who could have predicted that Israel would be doing what they're doing now? Those kinds of things are impossible to predict. The only person that knew that Russia were going into the Ukraine seemed to be Biden, and no one did anything about it. And some of the atrocities in both the Gaza Strip and the Ukraine are unacceptable. And the reality is, how would you predict that kind of thing? It really is impossible. And that's the reality of the world we're in. Your second one, strategy as possession. Strategy as possession is based on Porter's generic strategies. Does anyone remember Porter's generic strategies? Not Porter's 5 forces, Porter's generic strategies. Remember, you should have done this. Your cost leadership, your differentiation, your focus. Anyone remember those? Okay, not serious. So in terms of strategy as position is how we find a niche for ourselves within the market, how we find a niche for ourselves within the industry. So the reality in terms of that is that we have these products that we place in a particular position against certain competitors, focusing on the needs of specific customers within an industry. Remember, and this is a nice bit to be reminded of what we said earlier, it is based on the outside-in perspective. And then the next one, strategy as perspective. I think organizations will often base future strategies on past experiences. So what happens is that the organization creates this specific perspective in terms of how they create the link between the internal and the external environment. And we'll talk about strategic fit and strategic flexibility, but it really is building in strategic fit, how we match the internal capabilities with the realities of the external environment. And again, an inside-out perspective, because we base it on history, we base it on how our organizations, managers and executive essentially interpret what will happen in the environment and make predictions about that. The next one, strategy as a ploy. Strategy is how to outwit your opponent. We've all watched Survivor. It's to outwit, outplay, and outlast or something. And we see a lot of misdirection in Survivor. Companies too act like magicians. So when we think of what a magician does, I mean, there's no such thing as magic. It's misdirection. While your eyes are looking and your mind are thinking elsewhere, the actual trick happens. And then we're surprised by that trick. But the reality is companies do the same thing. They do something to suggest that this is what we're going to essentially launch, and it really is just a ploy. It's a misdirection. I prefer the term misdirection. It's that moment where companies think that they can play magician and misdirect the opponents. Guys, and then the next one there, strategy as pattern. I think what happens over time is that organizations have a particular way of doing business, And the simple truth is that there is this consistency in behavior over time. Now, for some companies, it works really well, but it also could spell disaster. And we've seen, for example, Nokia and oh my goodness me, BlackBerry also fail because they stuck with the pattern they thought would work. So that is the 5 Ps. So it's slides, oh my gosh, 11 to 15. Somebody can put the page numbers on the group. Guys, I'm going to keep you for a second longer if you don't mind. Oh, no, you just have to essentially link the 5 Ps to develop future strategies. We'll talk about that when we see each other next. Right, guys, please do not use this. This to me is completely unacceptable. It should not happen that some person can think that we use that. I don't want to see Mind Tools. I don't want to see Investopedia, Wikipedia, whatever the bloody pedias that are out there. And I certainly don't want to see Indeed or Mind Tools. Can we have a deal on that? Guys, I prefer if you talk back to me. Okay, I just want that. I can't. We're going to do this properly. We're not going to do the nonsense that is recommended, and I will take that up with the developers. It's completely unacceptable. Okay, guys, can I just check? Are you happy with my approach? Is there anything I need to change? Okay, cool, Rob. I like that.